Hello, my name is Gabriel, and the date is February 13th. My message today is: what is our greatest fear? Speaking and silencing. Now that may sound vague, but we all encounter experiences throughout our day-to-day lives, our circumstances, where we perhaps feel a wall in speaking to others that are around us. Or perhaps it is a wall that suggests we cannot remain silent. Still, and when we look at each other in the eyes, we can feel that the history, the being from which we are experiencing, may be way bigger, much more vast than most of the ways we are raised to understand and relate to each other. It is hard for a lot of people to fathom in their day-to-day lives how to interact with people on a basis of how we can all rise up together. There are many ideas, there is a lot of information, so many sources. It can almost overwhelm people. But for today, I envision a network between the small businesses and their ability to create a system that connects each other, to a way of acknowledging what we are going through individually and collectively, what we are experiencing, but also how we can decide democratically on what we decide to share on an individual level through a collective. Now, these words are vast and they might seem undefined, unspecific, unrelated to being able to create something called a movement. But so many of the buildings and the businesses are detached from each other. In a way that doesn't regard our beings and our experiences and our ideas beyond satisfying the customer. I know businesses aren't always about necessarily that exactly, but in many ways they are. So we're at 5 minutes. So I see on one side of the equation there is a need to create websites and codes and pieces of paper, maybe very small, to create artwork and links, to being able to create servers and micro societies, communities that connect the businesses, that connect the people, that connect the buildings. And help us all be heard, seen, and felt. And on the other side of this grand utopian ideal, there is the simple experience day to day to just find a way to get what's on the inside on the outside without putting down anyone, and then be open and willing to step back from projecting to the external outside world and allow ourselves to breathe, to feel, and think without identifying permanently, ultimately, with what we think and feel and breathe. How do we do that? We must have some experience in relationship to a power, a love, a force that imbues knowledge into wisdom. And that has been attempted by various people throughout time from different aspects of society. Oftentimes they are marginalized, minimized, but here we stand today, if anyone is watching or listening. I appreciate you, even though I sometimes fear being able to share to the world. Who is the world? Anyone that I am in contact with, and potentially even the greater so-called divide. Beyond the algorithms, beyond the locality, beyond the contact list. And so with this, I foresee a grassroots, bottom-up movement of the people. As the top-down movement of officials and leaders, insiders, often neglect and fail to create that movement that the whole of humanity needs. While every now and then there are whistleblowers, those who leak information that can oftentimes expose many things. But sometimes it is our path to pursue the arena of leadership in the domain of the sector on top. But for now, a lot of us, most of us, are not on that path, in that path, or for that path at this current moment. But eventually we will need to see a way to involve ourselves so that we can see that every individual has a capacity to be a leader within our institutions, that we shall not desire to abandon them and leave them to their own demise, so at some further time we can reinvent the wheel, so to speak, even though that wouldn't happen necessarily. So, literally. Glory, hallelujah. to the 10-minute marker, which is a cutoff point for certain social media. But beyond social media, this message is also for myself, to help steer the ship, to guide the track, so that the North Star might be centered in the heart of the very spirit within and without. All life, all beings, all worlds. And so, this is my message for today. Thank you for choosing to be here, even though many times we feel we do not want to be here, despite our good and positive efforts to be kind, to be brave, and to spread the word of wisdom to any who might have that potential. As sometimes we do not know before offering the cup of the elixir of life. And so with this, planet Earth and all of humanity has my gratitude this day.